Okay. Yep, didn't do much. No reason to save it. No reason to save it. No reason to save it. Okay, let's see where we're at. Disarray and disunity. Cows moo, 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 moo. Moo. Cut it out, cat.
God bless. Same to you. Today's a scorcher. Well, husband, how goes it?
Good. I should get it finished today. Where on earth is Henry? I need him to run some errands.
He was still sleeping when I went out.
At this hour? Blue-blooded idler.
Well, it looks like he was out all evening, drinking like a lord.
Go and get the lazy bones up then. Quick clout round the ear should do it.
Mm-hmm. Henry! Get up now. There's work to be done.
Mother. Get up or I'll come get you up, you sluggerbag.
Hear that? You'd better not vex him. Now get up quick. Your breakfast is on the table. Wait, what's this? Have you been... Oh, Henry. How many times have I told you about fighting?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just a scratch.
You've been at that sword play again, haven't you? You'd better pray your father doesn't get to hear of it. You know how he feels about it.
Oh, don't worry, it wasn't that. I just scratched myself is all.
Well, just don't come crying to me if you really do get hurt. Now get up, you rogue.
Okay. Let's see where we're at. Unexpected visit. Quest started.
This morning. What on earth did you get up to last night?
Well, the choice is you select your character's default. I want to do agility.
I went dancing.
Dancing?
With Bianca.
Ah, that's why you're tired. But you'll still have to work today. Well, I've got a feeling there's something you're not telling me. And it's connected with that scratch on your hand. And that suspicious-looking character with a sword who turned up in town recently.
Let's do this
I was
one.
with Bianca. Do you want a blow-by-blow account of everything we did? What's this, an interrogation?
All right,
She's a mother.
all
That's what she
right.
does.
Sorry, son. It's just that I worry about you.
Thanks, Ma, but I'm not 4 years old.
I know, Hal. You've grown up in front of my eyes. It's hard to get used to it.
My friend's been here.
Did
Might as well
Matthew
just
and
start at the
Fritz
top.
come looking for me?
No, I haven't seen them this morning. They shouldn't be hard to find. They'll be hanging around a tavern somewhere, as usual.
Leave it be, Mother. You're misjudging them. My friends aren't drunks. I don't want to talk about that. You're
That's
misjudging them.
unfair.
Really? So where were you until the small hours last night?
I was... with Bianca, of course.
You mean at Bianca's tavern? And who was there with you? No, don't tell me. Let me guess. Matthew and Fritz. Well, at least you were with Bianca. You should hold on to that one, Hal. She's a clever girl. And invite her for supper sometime. Your father's very fond of her.
Yeah, of course he is. He thinks he'll be able to wheedle the secret of beer brewing out of her.
You're right there. You'd think he was planning to become a brewer in his dotage. Still, that's your father for you. At least he's interested in something, unlike you lot. You're too busy getting into mischief to do an honest day's work. If Fritz and Matthew carry on this way, they'll wind up swinging one day. You mark my words.
I'm hungry.
Can I get something to eat?
I left some breakfast on the table. Help yourself.
Oh,
I
I've
get
done that.
something to
Oh, bugger. I didn't mean to do that.
I left some breakfast on the
It's on the
table. Help yourself.
His paw
Is
angry
Father
at me.
angry with me for sleeping late?
He's not happy. Yesterday you promised him you'd help finish that sword for Sir Radzig. He's not as young as he was. And you know how his joints pain him. He's too proud to complain, but he needs your help, Henry.
I know. Don't worry, Ma. Of course I'll help him.
Good. He always says his knees ache when there's a storm coming. I hope they're wrong this time. It's looking like such a nice day.
Do you need
Do
help?
you need me to do anything, Ma?
Ah, you're a good lad. But I'm fine. It's your father needs helping with that sword.
And end the dialogue. Move around using sprint and jump. You can interact with the world. So where's the breakfast on the table? Bread roll. And this table? Ah, cheese. Pick up. You eat it. Because I imagine that's what that is. I don't want that. Inventory. Eat. Okay. Am I still hungry? Yep. What do I want? That. And try eating the cheese. Okay, not hungry. That's in here. Crate of parsnips. More cheese. More bread. A lot of fruit and veggies. Let's go out the door. Oh, there's a cupboard. Open. I have no idea what those are for. Well, we'll take it all. Sort. No. How do you just... Food. Take it. Accept. Take it. Bandages are always good. I'll come back if I need it. I'm not sure what that is for. Another door? Nope. Okay. Eat from pot. Okay, that's what that little thingy means. Hold. Oop. There's her mum. Does she have anything else to say?
Is everything all right, son?
Nope. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Is this where the dad is? Grindstone, always good. Here we go. Talk to the father.
What's the matter with you, Henry? Didn't you hear me calling you?
Simply use speech, which influenced by reputation. You have that You have at that moment with the person you're talking to. In the Middle Ages, social status was paramount, so the quality of your attire and how well groomed you are, together with your reputation, can make a big difference. If you look different, dangerous people will be afraid to cross you and will also be more willing to assign risky tasks to you. You can sometimes rely on money to do the talking for you. In special cases, you can try any of Henry's other skills. It's not only the manner of persuasion that's important, but also the specific offer, because sometimes it's not enough to just choose according to your highest characteristics. You have to really read what Henry is going to say. But different approaches work on different people. You won't intimidate a tough brawler easily, and no matter how well you dress, you won't impress the nobility easily. That's because Henry's abilities aren't simply assigned a universal value, but compared to the abilities of his counterpart. You can see the values of the various abilities in the game under the corresponding icons. You can always see your own abilities. Your counterpart's abilities are visible to you if it's someone you know well, or if you're skilled at reading people. Let's see, your money, the amount you have to pay, is not just about the stats, though the outcome is influenced by other factors, e.g. your reputation, whether you're dirty or bleeding, etc. You can't undo the nimble tongue of a merchant. For example, you may want to poison him a little first, and then he will be easier to persuade. Or if you lead a guard away from his friends, he'll be easier to scare. So speech level, charisma level, strength level, courage level. How sure are you yourself in the situation? Courage primarily affects your ability to persuade using strength. The level of your reputation with your counterpart. Okay. So my father, who you'd think I would know, but obviously I don't. Persuasion, strength. Well,
Sorry, I had to go and deal with something.
that's not
Well,
going to
it's
go over
no
well.
great tragedy.
Oh, it did.
Anyway, we've a lot of work to do today. I'm finishing the sword for Sir Radzig, and I need your help.
With what?
I'm running out of charcoal. Run to the market and buy a bag from the charcoal burner.
I'll need some money then.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Kunesh still owes me for an axe, a hammer, and the nails I sold him a month ago. Not to mention his debt from before. Go and tell him to pay up, at least for the axe and hammer, and then use the money to buy the charcoal.
Kunesh? That drunkard? That'll be fun.
Well, you're a big lad now. I'm sure you can manage. If not, tell him that next time I'll come myself and personally use that hammer to bang those nails into his arse.
Sure, I'll be happy to hear it. Is that all?
Not quite. The Chamberlain at the castle has the crossguard for Sir Radzig's sword, which I had engraved in Sasau.
You want me to go and pick it up? All right. Money, charcoal, crossguard. Got it.
And ale. Stop off at the
Always
tavern on
important.
your way home. I know you'll be going there anyway to see that girl of yours. But make sure the ale's still cool from the cellar when you get back.
Her name is Bianca.
Right, so make sure Bianca draws me a nice cool one. Run along now, work won't wait.
Most of the quests are completed in different ways. Eloquence will help you win friends. An inconspicuous person can totally avoid trouble. And if you'd rather not beat around the bush, violence is also a solution. Okay, what do we have here? No, I don't want that. There's gotta be a faster way to go to than here. Ah, there is. Inventory. Player. Main level, agility. Don't have a horse, obviously. And we got some fine spring weather, but I still slept late in the morning because I was out celebrating until late in the evening. It was a bit hard getting out of bed in the morning. Go to the sword fighting lesson, buy a bag of charcoal at the market, collect the debt from Kunesh, pick up the crossguard at the castle, buy ale. Buy ale at the tavern, 0 out of 1. Okay. Let's see. Started getting some training in sword fighting from a mercenary who turned up in Skelett's recently. Father and mother mustn't find out. For some reason, they don't want me to learn to defend myself. I got a bit of a cut in yesterday's lesson, though. We're supposed to meet by the ale house again today. I have to go to the market and buy charcoal for Father for the forge, so we can finish the sword for Sir Radzig. Great, now I've got money for the other things from Kunesh. Great, I've got to get the money for the other things from Kunesh, who owes Father money. He's too soft on that drunk. I suppose he feels sorry for Kunesh since his wife ran off, but I'm damned if I know how I'm supposed to get money out of him. Finally, an errand I can actually enjoy. The crossguard for the sword I'm helping Father make has arrived from Sazu, and I've got to go to the castle to pick it up. It goes without saying I also have to bring ale for Father. I've been doing that since I was big enough to carry the pitcher. Fresh and cool is always to quench the heat of the forge, but I'll have to get that last so it doesn't get warm. No, I want to find out where I'm supposed to go. Does it zoom any further? No. So that's the castle. That's me. Debt. But I need to get the money to get the thing. So how do I get out of here? This way? That would be the castle. That would be a hay rack. supposed to be horses.
Jesus, look where you're going.
Uh-huh. You can find all the information about the quests in the log. For clarity, they are also indicated on the map, as well as on the compass at the top of the screen. Next entry. Question journal. Voluntary activities completed. Show or hide what you see by pressing. Okay.
Have a look at these cucumbers. They'll stay firm all winter. Buy 'em before someone else goes.
Which king do you mean, Master Tobias? The one sitting in some godforsaken dungeon, or the one who holds the key to the dungeon?
These are strange times. Strange and ill-omened. But since I serve our liege lord Sir Radzig, I think you know the answer.
True, but where will Sir Radzig take the silver? Hardly to Kuttenberg. Now its citizens bend their knees to Sigismund.
Fortunately, that's not my problem. Perhaps Sir Radzig is keeping it at the castle until this old unhappy story reaches its end.
I only hope Sigismund doesn't get an appetite for our silver too.
That makes two of us. But back to business. I'll need 3 wagon loads.
I see your people are working hard. You'll have it tomorrow. Shall we go and drink to the deal?
With pleasure, good man.
Can you not see I'm busy with Master Fafar here? If it's charcoal you want, lad, go and talk to my helper.
Is that the helper?
What the hell are you doing?
I'm honored that you should come to me.
I don't want to trade anything yet, so...
Hey, Pip. Do you want to learn something?
No, I don't think so. Thanks.
Suit yourself.
Okay. Gambler. Again, discovered a tailor. Clothing and fashion. Clothing for villagers and other commoners, above all, had to be comfortable, durable, and practical. It had to last for years and be worn in all kinds of weather. It generally consisted of simple shirts and tunics. Men also wore linen knickers down to their knees, and in winter they wore hooded cloaks, fur jackets, and caps. Wide-brimmed hats protected their heads from the sun, and footwear was simple. Most items were of natural colors without ornamentation. An exception was festive apparel intended for special celebrations and church holidays. In the towns, clothing held greater significance, reflecting status, wealth, and even membership in certain factions, such as tradesmen, soldiers, or apprentices. Accessories included belts, bags, gloves, hats, and other head coverings. Most of the garments in the kingdom come Deliverance are based on actual historical records of medieval fashions. In the 14th and 15th centuries, unwed young women had long hair, which they wore down or in braids. Women in towns adorned their hair with ribbons, pearls, wreaths, and vines. Older married women wore pearled nets on their heads, white or colored veils, or hats. Fashionable men in the 15th century had long, coiffured hair, and they liked to shave their chins. They covered their heads with brimmed hats, caps, or hoods. In the Middle Ages, jewelry was fashioned from gems, wood, leather, and metals. All gold tended to be worn around the neck and breast rather than on the hand. The most common type of jewelry consisted of earrings and various types of crosses. The most common motifs adorning jewelry were flowers and animals. Figural decoration was often associated with religious themes. Rings were very popular in the High Middle Ages and were worn for both prestige and symbolic meaning. They were either made entirely of metal, mostly bronze, in rare cases silver plate or copper wire, and adorned with precious stones and worn on all fingers. Footwear was made of leather, cow, calf, goat, as well as grass, straw, bast fibers, wood, cloth, or felt. In the countryside, people often went barefoot in the summertime. Shoes were originally made from a single piece of material and fitted with straps. Soles left and right on shoes first appeared in the mid-14th century, while heels were added in the 15th century. The most common type of footwear consisted of sandals that covered the entire sole of the foot and slippers made of wood or cork. Stitched shoes could be either low or above the ankles. Okay. Discover the grocer. Does that show up on the map at all? Nope. This would be the grocer, I guess. No, that would be the tailor.
Welcome, Henry.
Pick today to put a smile on your face.
Blacksmith. Small cobbler's kit. That would be the grocer.
Vegetables, fresh vegetables. Look, smell.
Talk. Still don't want to trade. Don't have anything to trade with.
May the Lord watch over you.
I am still not 100% sure where the hell I'm going. Discover trader. Codex entry. Merchants were two types, settled, permanent, and traveling. Occasionally, the settled traders had permanent shops in towns and villages, while the traveling merchants only brought their wares to the markets. Markets held once a week and fairs held twice a year. All blah blah. Village folk got their supplies from neighboring craftspeople. Many regulations and detailed rules govern trade. If it were found that a merchant was dishonest, for example, gave short weight, he was very severely punished. Where am I in relation to this money guy? Marker. This way? Okay, this way. Up here? Yeah, chickens. Chickens. That's a barn, not a house. Oh, here we go. Here's a person. Kanesh, talk.
God be with you, Kanesh.
What do you want?
Father sent me for the
Father
money.
sent me to get the coin you owe him for the axe, hammer, and nails.
I've got nothing. Clear off.
Pay for the tools at least. Pay for the lot or else.
I knew you'd be trouble. Father says if you don't pay up, he'll come here himself and hammer those nails into your hairy arse.
I'd like to see him try. Fuck off, you bastard, or your old man will be pulling those nails out of you.
Okay, so Kanesh, I don't know what he's like. I've got 65. Strength is only 2. Debts must be paid.
Look, I know things aren't easy.
Now I can't remember what
Wife
those
ran
little
off.
symbols mean.
Booze
Too many
is
symbols.
dear these days, and you're as much use as a square wheel. It's no wonder you're short of coin. But a debt's a debt, and I can't leave here without something.
You son of a whore. How dare you speak to me like that? Didn't your thieving father teach you any manners? No? Well, I'll teach you then.
Yeah, this was probably always meant to happen. Combat. Slash R2 slash strong, slower strike with weapon, jab, direct hand blow to the face. R1 stab faster, weaker weapon strike, hook, strong, slower hand to the head. L2 is kick, R1 lock, unlock. L1 block. Let's see, opponent. Your wounds. You can choose the direction using R. You can't attack from a grayed out direction. Stamina is yellow, health is red. Okay. Don't know if that was any good, but
Enough! Enough! I give up. Take what you want. It's not much, but it's all I have. You understand?
here got Kanesh's key. Find something Kanesh is worth selling. Where's his house? that his house? No. You're not helping, Cat. Where's his house? It's gotta be his house.
All right, blacksmith's boy, you got the better of me. Take what you want, but you haven't heard
Oh.
the last of this.
Touchy thing, isn't it? Baskets. What's in? I don't have a lockpick. And it's a empty room. It's a pen. It's an basically empty room. Baskets. Unlock. Don't have lockpicks, I know. Kanesh's hammer. The hammer Kanesh got in credit from my father and never paid for. Kanesh's nails. Well, take all, because he didn't pay for them. Candle. And that's eat from pot. I'm not hungry, so I'm not going to. So now what do I do? Quest log. Collect the debt from Kanesh. But
All right, blacksmith's boy, you got the better of me. Take what you want.
makes me wonder what's in here. So what now? Okay. Oh, I see. I'm not there yet. Bile. Find something that Kanesh is worth selling. I got the key from Kanesh's trunk from him. Maybe he'll have something worth selling. I should take back the axe he got from Father too. It's in the front of his house. So where is this axe at the front of his house? Where the wood is, maybe? Oh. Pick up. Find something. Okay, now what do I do? Collect the debt from Kanesh. Now what? Pick up the crossguard by. I do need charcoal. Well, what do you know? Let's talk trade. Charcoal is a wood burnt in kilns by pyrolysis without influx of air. It's used primarily in forges and smelting works, and to a lesser extent in alchemy for its filtration properties. Okay. How does this work? Add to basket? Okay. So, sell. Your reputation is 7, trader's wealth is 7, buy an item for 0.5, selling items, so I need 0.5. That'll leave me naked. That's worth too much. Add to basket. You get 0.2. So, selling item for 0.7.
Let's talk about the price.
Aye?
Help. Haggling. Haggling works both ways, whether you want to buy or cheap or sell dear. You select the amount you want to pay or get with that, or confirm with X. The trader will then respond to your offer. If the answer is refusal, he or she will make a counter offer and wait for your response. Your current offer is 10. So, what was it? My current offer, your money is that. The original purchase price is there. Okay, your current offer. If the slider can't be moved in one direction or the other, that means either you or the trader does not have enough money. Dragging or the haggling with one offer after another will gradually try the trader's patience, and eventually they'll drop the haggling completely. You can see how close you're getting to that point from the trader. Okay, I think I get it. So I have 0.5. Let's see if I can go here.
Satisfied?
That's still too much.
Okay.
Are we agreed?
What? Have you ever haggled in your life? We'll get nowhere like that, Sarah.
I'm still not sure. Okay. Okay. So the 0.2 is what? The 0.2 is trader's last offer. So I want to go under his offer. Fine. I'll cancel. Okay, and I want to sell already did. Yes. Inventory. Never did get it, did I? Kanish's nails, that's what I want to sell. Okay. I thought he sold it. Couldn't see it. Okay. Other. Oh, there it is. Uh, try this haggling again.
Can we do something about the price?
Naturally.
So I want a bit more.
What about this?
You won't convince me with that.
I'm still not sure what the hell I'm doing. So I want to buy the charcoal. But I want to sell the nails. I'll just close the deal. I'm not sure what I'm doing with the... Oh, I need 10 bags of charcoal. Well... Oh, that's the grocer.
Have a look at May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
Trader.
Good health to you.
Sell. Okay. So his offer...
I'd like to discuss the price.
Sure, why not?
So, his price is 5.9. I want more.
What will it be today?
I'll take a bit more.
So,
That's all for today.
I want, say, about 8.
Thanks for your...
What do you say to this?
He's
It'll
going to say
take
no.
more than that to persuade me.
So he's going to offer 6.6. So I'll go to 7.6.
Satisfied?
You're a right pinch purse.
6.9. 7.4.
What do you say to this?
What can I do for you?
I think I got it.
Drop the price a bit more and we'll shake on it.
Here's your change. Thanks for your...
So 7.1.
Welcome, Henry.
Finally, a reasonable sum.
Okay. That seems likely. Let's go buy the charcoal. But I think I know what I need now. Stock trade. So I want to buy charcoal and I need 10. So let's haggle. See if I've got it.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Why not?
So, he's offering 4.5. I want to pay less. So I want to pay about 3.1.
Agree?
You won't convince me with that.
And where's he going to offer? He's going to offer 3.9, so I'll go up a little bit here.
Is this enough?
I'd almost shake on that. Almost.
3.7.
What do you say to this?
Come now, just a little more and we have a deal.
3.4, so 3.5?
Aye, that would do it.
Okay. So, what do I have left here for quests? Finally an American. He's right there.
Have you recovered from yesterday's great...
That was nothing. Except Mother noticed and had a word or two to say about it.
No mother's happy when her son starts to take an interest in swords. Where there's weapons, there's death. The question is, what do you want?
I don't want to rot in this hole forever. I feel like I don't belong here. I want to live and see the world. But the world's a dangerous place and I need to know how to protect myself.
Spoken like a man. And as it happens, today's your last chance. I have to leave. So, are you ready to get stuck in?
Let's go.
Yes.
All right, I'll wait on the ground by the sheepfold as usual.
Okay, where's the sheepfold? Well, let's go up to the... Where's the sheepfold?
Vegetables, fruits, apples, cucumbers, onions.
Onions, garlic, delicious juicy cabbage, the freshest you can get.
God be with you, Henry.
Oh, I know what she's doing. I don't know where the sheepfold is, but I know what she's doing. Chickens! House. You're in a private area. People don't like it where you go where you're not supposed to. If you enter their house, they'll warn you at first, but you risk immediate arrest. Where is the sheepfold? Nope, that is a garbage pit. Hen coop, chicken coop.
Garlic that will cure all ailments and onions that will make you cry when you cut them and cry for joy when you taste them.
Onions.
Welcome, Henry.
Is this the sheepfold?
You can't be serious, Deutsch. Insulting our king.
What insult? I say only the truth. Sigismund has done only what he had to.
He had to abduct the king. He had to lure his cousin Prokop into a trap and imprison him. He had to invade with his army of Tartars and besiege Kuttenberg.
Why not? What is this Wenceslas for a king? The empire is falling asunder in his hands. The German counts elected Ruprecht of the Palatinate as king because your Wenceslas would not go to their deeds even.
German counts. Traitors.
Now even the Pope
God be with you,
is
Henry.
opposed to your king.
I'm with you,
So
Matthew.
are such lords as
What's going on
Henry
here?
Rosenberg,
Deutsch is spouting shit.
What?
Just listen and you'll hear for yourself.
Someone has to bring order and reunite the empire.
What do I care about the Austrians? And nowadays, not even the devil himself can keep up with all the popes. Which is the rightful pope? The one in Rome or the one in Avignon?
Do not blaspheme, Alex.
No, it's true, though. Wenceslas is the king of Bohemia. Bohemian nobles are on his side. To hell with Rosenberg and his cabal. Sir Radzik is Wenceslas' commander-in-chief. He stayed loyal to the king. And if he heard you talking like this, he would have you whipped like a dog.
Your Diet will soon have nothing left to rule. Jobst had to sell Luxembourg to help your king. South Bohemia is with Sigismund
and don't forget about Gutenberg, where Germans like you kissed Sigismund's feet to keep their heads.
Yes, but...
Goodman Deutsch, this is pointless. Let us talk of more pleasant things.
My words exactly.
Deutsch has gone too far. Wenceslas is our rightful king.
Deutsch is an idiot. But what can you do? I might have an idea. Deutsch deserves to be taught a lesson. Doesn't he, Fritz?
You're too right, Matthew. Should give him a proper hiding.
Are you mad? Do you want to end up in the pillory? Don't listen to Fritz. I've got a better idea. Deutsch was talking such shit, it made me think of that huge parliament. You know, the one right next to his freshly whitewashed house. You think we should redecorate for him? Count me in.
Well, I'd rather torch it, to be honest. But throwing some turds will do.
What do you say, Henry?
But I was going to get ale for father and a few other things. We're finishing Sir Radzig's sword.
Come on. Throwing a few handfuls of manure is not going to take all day.
And it's our duty to defend the honor of our king. So, Hal, are you with us?
Yeah, about that.
So, are you with us or not?
I got things to do.
Not that I don't want to teach the Deutsch a lesson, but I really don't have time.
That's disappointing. Still, we can manage without you. Let's go, lads.
Honestly, Hal, how could you possibly chance like this?
Hey! Jesus, look where you're going.
I still don't know where the sheepfold is.
Hey, watch it. No.
Boniface. Pope Boniface IX. Pope Boniface IX, born Pietro Tomaselli, was pontiff from 1389, contemporaneously with the Avignon antipopes Clement VII and Benedict XIII. He refused to abdicate, leading not only to a continuation of the Western Schism, but also to an ever-deepening rift in the Church. However, it also meant that Boniface had a growing influence on some important aspects of secular power. Western Schism. The Papal Schism or Western Schism was a rift in the Catholic Church in the Middle Ages during which there were two papacies existing simultaneously, one in Rome and the other in Avignon, France. It began in 1378, the year after Pope Gregory XI brought the papal court back to Rome from Avignon, where it had resided for almost 70 years due to hostilities between the Roman papacy and the Kingdom of France. When Gregory died, the Neapolitan Bartolomeo Prignano was elected pope with the name Urban VI. He, however, quarreled with the very college of cardinals that elected him. They therefore declared his election void and elected a new second pontiff, Pope Clement VII, who re-established the papal court in Avignon and was recognized by Scotland, Castile, Aragon, Navarre, and Portugal. Siding with Pope Urban VI in Rome were Italy, Germany, Bohemia, England, Ireland, Flanders, Poland, and Hungary. The schism continued even after the death of the original rival popes, with the election of Boniface IX in Rome and Benedict XIII in Avignon. The popes in Avignon were called antipopes at this time. European efforts to restore the unity of the Roman Catholic Church were growing. Unfortunately, neither the council nor the popes themselves were able to reconcile, as neither side were willing to budge from their demands. In 1409, the dispute escalated to the point that the cardinals declared both popes invalid and elected a third, the anti-pope John the 23rd. None of the popes submitted to being dethroned. However, the conflict embroiled the rulers of the various countries involved, among others Sigismund of Luxembourg, who took the side of John the 23rd. The Council of Constance was convened on November 5th, 1414, to resolve the issue. The council secured the resignation of anti-pope John the 23rd and Roman Pope Gregory the 12th, and in 1417 elected a new pope, Pope Gregory the 12th, Martin V, based in Rome. This essentially brought an end to the schism, although there were subsequently two more anti-popes who continued to be supported by a minority, Benedict the 14th and Clement the 8th, who resigned in 1429, leaving Martin V once again sole pontiff. Get off a cat! Get off the computer. Benedict XIII was born Pedro de Luna. Pedro de Luna was elected antipope in 1594 in Avignon. 1394 in Avignon. He had previously withdrawn his allegiance to the Italian Pope Urban VI, who represented the Catholic Church in Rome. Albrecht IV of Habsburg was an Austrian count, son of Albert III, with whom he fought against King Wenceslas IV. Beginning in 1394, he was also disputes with Prokop of Luxembourg over the Czech-Austrian border. That's the sheepfold. How do you get into the sheepfold?
God save Henry.
Or is there a gate into the sheepfold?
What the hell are you doing?
Must be a scarecrow of some sort. It's not how you get into the sheepfold.
What are you doing?
Finding a way into the sheepfold.
So, can we get started?
We can.
Good. And since today's the last time we'll be seeing each other, you can show me everything I've taught you so far.
Great.
Very well. Let's start with the basics. Keep moving. Your life depends on it. All right. Now try to hit me. You have to put your weight into your attack. If you just fiddle around, you'll get nowhere. Try slashing from different sides. Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself. All right. Good. Nice. Good. Once again. The point of the blade is for stabbing. Try it a few times.
Stab. R1.
All right. Fine. All right. Good, good. Let's try something else. One strike, I can fend off without a sweat. But if you chain your strikes, I'll have a much harder time. As soon as you land one blow, follow it with another. All right.
Try to press.
Fine. Nice.
Get my stamina back.
Good. All right, that's enough. I don't know about you, but I'm tired and thirsty. Remember though, train hard. No one becomes a master swordsman overnight. You have to work and work. And the main thing is to use what you've learned in real combat. There's nothing better than experience, believe me.
Okay. Let's go get the... sword hilt. Let's go get the sword hilt.
Hey,
just walking.
Jesus, look where you're going.
Talk. Oh, sorry. Didn't realize I could.
God be with you.
I'm with you, Henry.
How are you?
I came for the crossguard.
Father sent me. We're forging a sword for Sir Radzig, and the Chamberlain has the crossguard and grip. Father had them engraved in Sasau.
Right. They're here. The Chamberlain gave them to us for you. We looked them over. Beautiful work. I've never seen anything so fine.
I can't wait to see the sword. Just make sure you don't botch it.
When did I ever botch anything?
Where shall I start?
Shut up and give me what I want, or I'll kick your ass this evening.
Right away, your lordship.
Magnificent. Shame I can't keep the sword for myself. Well, I better go if we're to get the job done by this evening.
Godspeed. See you later in the tavern.
You certainly will. After today's work, the ale might even be on me.
Yep, you learn town garrison. Maintain law and order with the medieval town was the job of the bailiff. From the 14th century onward, the function was taken over by the catchpole, then night watchmen and guards on towers. The catchpole, along with the bailiff, the executioner, or their henchmen, also carried out the punishment of transgressors. They were not, however, allowed to enter freehold dwellings, nor church buildings, or the university, a fact that students took advantage of. Order within the city also had to be upheld by the townsfolk themselves. They were obligated to report not only any crime, but just like the night watchman, to call out the hours and warm of fire, flood, or tempest. For safety, it was forbidden to wander at night with any open flame into any castles, chambers, stables, barns, or byres. Only lanterns could be used. To keep the peace at night, all taverns had to shut at sunset. In the medieval city, military service was entrusted to either hired professionals or to the townspeople themselves. Every healthy adult male had to serve at least a few days a year at the civic guard. The right to bear arms outside of duty was reserved for townsmen sufficient means. Within the city's walls, a simple melee weapon, a dagger or knife had to suffice. Only the real wealthy townsmen wore swords, taking after the nobility. Okay, I picked up that. Now let's go get the ale for my fodder. That would be a store. Maybe? I suspect that this is the tavern over here.
May the Lord watch over you, Henry.
No name, people. What's in here? Charcoal burner Havel.
Can you not see I'm busy with Master Fafa here? If it's charcoal you want, lad, go and talk to my helper.
I already talked to your helper. Nope.
Hey!
Okay, where am I going? I'll be on.
Hey!
God save, my lovely. You're looking well today.
You look like a door.
You too, handsome. What brings you here?
Oh, let's sweet talk her.
Beauty, of course.
Oh, noble sir. I'm as honored as any simple maid can be. And apart from my beauty, what else might your worship desire?
Pitcher for father.
I need ale for father.
A pitcher as usual?
Aye.
Still talking
Bring me
to
a
the door,
cool one
though.
From the cellar.
But of course.
Talking to a door. I love talking to a door.
Thanks.
It's on me today. You can pay me back this evening.
Out of the question. Here you go. And this evening I'll have something more for you.
I can't wait.
Thanks. You'll have something to look forward to this evening.
You too. Oh, by the way, that shifty-looking fellow was asking after you.
Vaniak?
I suppose. He is a man who makes his coin robbing honest wayfarers. I'm sure of it. I'll be happy when he's gone for good. But what in heaven's name are you up to with him?
He promised to teach me how to use a sword.
What use would that be to you?
Enough. You sound just like father. I'll be going now. See you this evening.
Hal, I've got something special for you.
Is that so? Now what would that be?
Your favorite, Savior Schnapps.
Really? You're an angel.
I hope you'll thank me properly later.
You bet I will.
What's going on with the camera? I didn't do it. Wasn't touching anything. The game auto-saves from time to time at important points in each quest and when you're asleep. If you want to save the game yourself, you must drink the potion Savior Snaps. However, this is an alcoholic drink. You always have a maximum of 3 of your own saved games. What was that? No. There we go. Oh, tutorials maybe. Quest and journals. Stealth. I wasn't finished reading it when it cleared. Basic controls. Fine. I will have to figure it out later.
God be with you, Henry.
Okay, let's go up. Stocks. Not a clue what I'm doing. Okay, let's talk to Father. About the things you wanted.
About time. Have you got everything I wanted?
I think I have.
I have charcoal, the hilt, and the ale. We can start.
Good job. Let's have it then, son. Well done. Right. Let's see what kind of job the master in Sasau did for us. Look at that, lad. That's what I call craftsmanship.
What does the inscription mean?
Damned if I know. Doesn't look like Czech to me. Latin, maybe? Lord Radzig ordered it. This will be the finest sword I've ever made. We got the charcoal? Good. We'll fire up the forge. We'll put it all together. By the way, I heard some gossip about what happened to Deutsch. I expect you know something about it.
Maybe.
Maybe? Someone threw dung at Deutsch's freshly lime-washed house, maybe? And maybe those cronies of yours had something to do with it?
That Deutsch was talking treason in the tavern about Sigismund and the king. He got what he deserved.
Got what he deserved, did he? Look, I don't know if you're mixed up in this or if it's just those friends of yours. It's all the same to me. But I have a trade to run. The German pays well. And having my son in the pillory helps nothing and nobody, least of all the king. Do you understand?
Yes.
Look me in the eye, Henry. Do you understand?
I understand.
Good. Then we'll never have this conversation again.
Well, so you think it's right to let traitors speak ill of the king?
Does that boy ever listen to a word I say? So Deutsch spouts rubbish, so what? You might win a fight with violence, but you'll never win an argument. Remember, Henry, if you want to convince someone that they're wrong, try using your mouth, not your fists.
Okay.
The furnace is ready.
Right, we'll do the grip. I'll heat it up. When I take it out, you slip the grip on so it fits exactly. You know what you're doing. Do it. Good. Once more. That's it. Done. Now file it down so it sits well in the hand. I'll prepare the guard.
Okay, I have no idea.
Father, why did you leave Prague? Who ever heard of a master swordsmith making horseshoes in a village?
I had my reasons, Hal. And here I have your mother and you. Why would I want any other life?
Do you remember Emperor Charles?
I do. Life was good under his reign.
Better than now.
He built half of Prague, a score of castles, had a bridge made over the Moldau, and founded a university, and all without a war. He knew how to rule.
Better than Wenceslas.
Better by far. But Wenceslas doesn't have it easy. It's hard to step into the shoes of someone whose like is born only once 1,000 years.
What about Sigismund?
Do you think Charles would have brought an army down on his own people like Sigismund? No. Wenceslas may not be the equal of his father, but Sigismund, he brings shame to the royal name. How's it going? Give it here, and we'll put it all together.
Okay, and then the ball.
It's magnificent.
Indeed it is. The Lord be with you. My father sent me for those nails.
Good day to you, Teresa. They're ready.
Oh.
You fetch them for me, Hal. They're in the trunk in the living room.
Those nails. Go and get the nails for Teresa. I know where they are. I know where they are. They're in here. Nails for Teresa. Take all. Go and give the nails to Teresa. Not sure who her father is, but hey. What the heck. Talk to Teresa.
Here are those nails you wanted.
Thanks. So, how's Bianca?
She's fine. Why do you ask?
Just wondering, will you be going to the dance this evening?
We will.
Maybe we'll see each other there. Anyway, mustn't keep you. I'll be on my way. That sword is truly beautiful.
She seems nice. And Henry likes her too.
Fine lass, eh? Now stop staring at her and come and see this. It's time for the trial by fire. We did a fine job.
I would expect nothing less from such a renowned swordsmith.
Those days are gone, sir.
You haven't lost your skills, though. Would you like to try it?
Sir, what good is a sword to a commoner?
Let him try it. You still have a lot to learn. Ask your father to show you how. He knows what he's about.
Learning his trade will serve him better in life, sir.
Perhaps. But who knows what the future holds for each of us. I see that you almost have it finished.
It just needs a polish, then Henry will bring it to you.
Excellent. Fine work, very fine. A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer. What say you, Svan?
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things would have worked out differently. How odd to find such an accomplished swordsmith working in a place like this. A man of his talent would have no problem making a fortune in Prague or Vienna.
You're right. It's a very long and peculiar story.
I'd be glad to listen to it over a cup of wine, but duty calls, and I must leave. Here you are. Learn from your father. He truly is a master of his craft.
I'm sure our paths will cross again.
He certainly will.
Once it's ready, send your son up to me with it. Good work, Martin.
Sure.
It's been an honor, Sir Ispan. Have a safe journey to Sasau.
The honor is mine, Sir Radzig. Thank you for the hospitality.
A long, peculiar history.
That was a long time ago. I might tell you about it sometime, but not today.
Will you teach me how to use it like Sir Radzig said?
Why?
Well, it could come in useful. Maybe I'll travel a bit before settling down. I'd like to know more than the tavern on the green and the forge.
You know the trouble with an adventurous life, son? It can end before it gets started. I might teach you how to handle a sword, and then someone will shoot you with a crossbow as soon as you set foot outside the house.
You talk as if you've seen it happen.
A man my age has seen a lot. Being a blacksmith might bring no glory, but it has its benefits, like keeping your head on your shoulders. I want to end my days in Skalitz, here, beneath the linden tree and by your mother's side.
Well, so do I, one day. But first, I'd like to see the world, meet new people.
Meet them, or beat them?
Meet. You have to keep going on about it.
Then you've no need to learn swordplay.
A messenger.
He was in a hurry. What's happened?
That's not good. That's really not good.
Listen to me, Hal. Listen carefully. Take the sword, go into the house, and grab anything else important from the trunk. Go to the castle. Hurry.
What about you?
Your mother is in the village. I'll fetch her and we'll follow right behind.
I'll go with you.
No. You'll do what I say right now. Give the sword to Sir Radzig. If anything happens, he'll take care of you. He owes me.
I don't know if there's anything left of value. Oh. I guess there was something of value.
Quickly! We have to close the gates!
Move! Come on, we're closing!
Move it, people!
Come on!
We're running
Come
out of
on!
time! Oh, Henry! Thank God! Get inside, quick! We have to shut the
Get
gates!
running, people! Come on!
Mind this for me.
Are you mad? You can't go back! Ah!
Get through the gates!
His father does know the way around a sword. Of course. And that would be the bad guy.
Come on, Hal! You can still make it! Run! Find a horse! Ride to Talmberg! Tell them what's coming! Warn them!
Run by the moat! There's a path down there! Jump down from the wall and flee!
Okay. Unexpected visit. In the Inventory tab, you'll see all your equipment in detail. You can also change Henry's outfit. Ride to get a horse, ride to Talmberg. How do I run again? Help. Inventory. Run, okay. What am I supposed to do here? Combat arena. Oop. Soldiers, don't want to go and get near the soldiers. They would have my head.
You pigs! Don't touch me, or I'll kill you! Oh, man, I'll back you up. Go to hell, you Tatar beast!
Minne jobban verkőt, annál rosszabb lesz, Barry Bonds!
Írjátok!
Why didn't it equip it? I told it to equip it. Oh. Fine. I'm gonna die. Alright, continue. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, where am I? Okay. Run. Run. Run away! Run away!
You pigs! Don't touch me, or I'll kill you! Go to hell, you Tatar beast!
Horse riding, movement left. Gallop. Stick to a path even if you... Horse, a dog might be man's best friend, but you can't ride one. Better to make friends with a horse. Same as when you're on foot. If you try to push your horse when its stamina is too low, it will throw you. It will, if you also fall from the saddle, if you're seriously wounded, hit by an arrow, for example, or you can be unhorsed by a halberd. Your horse is smarter than some people and won't stick to the path you're on. If you give him his head, just begin cantering and don't steer him. In the horse tab, you'll see your horse stats, tackle, and inventory. You can call your horse by any time by whistling and using, but your whistle will also be heard by people within earshot, sometimes can be a disadvantage. On the other hand, it can also be a way of distracting attention. Horses don't grow on trees, so it is a costly thing that can only acquire by buying, stealing, or getting as a gift or reward. You compare your horse's stats with those of other horses by holding triangle. On only one horse at a time, you can get a new one, or the old horse's inventory will automatically move to the new one. Once you get your first horse, you'll always have a mount. Plain bridle, plain saddle. Speed 9, capacity, courage. Horse riding. Now the other thing I've got is where the hell am I going? So I am going that way. Bleeding. The wound must be bandaged, which Henry hasn't learned yet to do. You have to meet with him so he can help you. Well, it's hard to get help when you're... Rovna.
Left. Almo gets to the left, along the stream. Run for it! Ha! Go! I'll kill you all! mi van? Megérte neked?
Kurva élet!
A szarba!
Nem hiszem el! Kurva élet! Vigyázzatok vele! Istenem, vigyázzon!
Flee! To Talmberg! Ha!
Eventually, I'm gonna have to either die.
They'll kill you all!
Kurva ellenség! Nem hiszem el! Vigyázzon!
Na mi van? Megérte ez neked? A szarba! Ha!
Riadó! Ott van egy a szemetek közül!
There it is.
Vigyázzatok vele! Nem hiszem el!
Ah!
Ez neked?
Oh my God! Wait! Jesus Christ!
Help! Skeleton's been attacked! Do something! Help!
Quickly, everyone! Get your asses here!
Hey! And loose! Hanyo! Húzzunk innen!
Eep. I'm gonna have to quit soon, Pussycat, and get something to eat.
Quickly! We're closing the gate!
Someone give him a drink. And bring hot wine and bandages. Tell me, boy, who are you, and where are you from? What in hell's name happened?
I've come from Skalitz. They burned it to the ground. Slaughtered everyone.
Who? Who burned it to the ground?
A huge army. They attacked without warning. And they weren't Czechs or Germans either.
Who then?
I don't know. I've never seen armor like it or heard their language. Maybe Tatars?
Tartars, you say? Well, we'll deal with that later. First, let's have a look at that leg of yours.
Who is that?
I don't know. Grit your teeth, boy. I'm gonna pull that arrow out.
Cat, you don't help.
Easy. All done. You were lucky, lad. The arrow missed the bone. It only needed bandaging, and I've done that often enough before. War is a good teacher. Can you stand? There you go. Good as new.
Thank you.
If you idlers nothing better to do, get back to work. You'll have to speak to Lord Divish. Can you manage?
You're not helping, Cat.
Sir, this is a survivor from...
I heard, Robard. Tell me, boy, what exactly happened? Did you see the ensigns of the attackers? And were there any more survivors?
So, I don't know what army it was, but it was huge. There were dozens of banners flying on the hill above Skalitz. The ones who did the slaughtering spoke a strange language. They burned Skalitz to the ground. But a lot of people took refuge in the castle. I wasn't quick enough. And as I fled, they shouted from the battlements that I should come and warn you.
The soldiers the boy didn't recognize. They could be those Cumans of Sigismund's. It said they came to Hungary from the east, and now they're the core of his army. Sacking Gutenberg must have given him a taste for stolen silver.
Skalitz is a small castle, sir. If Sigismund attacks, they can't hold.
Indeed, Sir Robard. And our small garrison would be no help, even if we could risk sending them.
You think we're next in line?
Maybe. What's your name, boy?
I'm Henry, son of the Skalitz blacksmith.
I know him. Did he make it inside the castle? I'm sorry. It's in God's hands now. No one else can help us. Anyway, thank you for risking your neck to warn us. Robard, take care of Henry. Make sure he gets something to eat and some rest.
Yes, sir.
And get all the people inside the gates. We have to prepare for the worst. Make all the necessary arrangements.
As you command, sir.
Players' characters and abilities are... Yeah. Fast travel point. Baker. Game save. Determine the stats, skills, and perks you will find in the player tab. Henry basically develops his abilities constantly simply by using them. Once every few ups, the player can choose a specific perk that will... I have food. I have bread. I have cheese. Says Groshen. Bunch of other stuff. Per quality arrow. Red scarf. What do I have for quests? My hometown was attacked by foreign soldiers and many people slaughtered. I couldn't get inside the castle before they closed the gates, so they sent me to Talmberg to warn the people there in case they faced a similar fate. Talk to Sir Robard. Managed to get hold of a horse to ride to Talmberg as quickly as possible and warn them there. I succeeded in the end, although it almost cost me my life. Those foreign mercenaries, the Sigismunds, are skilled at archery on horseback. They pursued me and I took an arrow to the leg. It's a wonder I didn't bleed to death. I told Sir Divish about the terrible fate of Skalitz. After a briefing with his captain, Sir Robert, he decided it would be futile to go to Sir Radag's aid, and instead they would prepare Talmberg Castle in case Sigismund should descend on them. And he told his captain to take charge of me. I suppose I should talk to Sir Robert and find out what he wants me to do now. For the miller, let's eat. Okay, let's see. What did I discover? Unexplored place, unexplored place. Talmberg. Baker. Activity giver, unexplored place. place.
I don't care much for Strata myself, sir. But in this case, I think it would be best if...
I need
we'll
to
have
eat
to clear
something.
the northern tip of the woods. But first, I'll have to go and inspect it.
Very well. Once you've done that, come to me and we'll discuss the matter.
Yes, sir.
What is this and why? Still need to eat. What does this do? Item info. Will cure light wounds or dispel. That's not what I want. Still not what I wanted to do. Well, things are a little less red. So that's a good thing. Okay, where am I supposed to go here? What's this? Surobard. Talk. Talk, 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 talk. Talk, 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 talk.
You've done well, lad. I'm sorry for your loss. You must be all done in. Why don't you go to the kitchen and have a good meal? Sorrow is easier to bear on a full stomach. I heard about...
Are you serious?
I can't understand.
Sir Divish of Talberg. Sir Divish of Talberg owned Talberg Castle in the years 1390 to 1415. In 1391, the castle was conquered and Divis was taken captive and held by his neighbor Havel Medic of Valdec. Though we have no longer know how the dispute arose between them, due to the king's inability to settle the matter, Divis was imprisoned in his own castle for 7 long years, while his young wife Stephanie attempted to raise the ransom to free him. Thanks to the helps of friends, including Rasik Kobila, he was finally liberated, and Medic was condemned for his actions as a rebel. From 1400 onwards, Divish held the office of Prague Burgrave, and in 1401 moved his seat to Prague. Meanwhile, Talberg Castle was repaired, and he gave it to his wife. Divish returned there in 1414, and 1418 his son Uldric governed the state. According to some sources, Divish died in 1415, while others attest that in 1418 Jan Jaworski sold him Jankov Castle, where the Talberg family lived until 1702. Divish had 3 sons, Uldric, Velum, Miklas, who governed Jankov from 1433 onwards.
Sir Divish has suffered his own
I'm sorry
share.
about what happened to you, but it's no excuse for rudeness.
You're that lad from Skalitz? What in heaven's name happened there? What is it?
Is the kitchen in here? Oh, this is the kitchen. Maybe. Someone sleeping? You learn kitchens.
Ah, milady. You are fortunate our good lady Stephanie of Talmberg has graced us with her presence.
My lady, I'm honored.
So this is our brave young man. Welcome, lad. Bojana here will take care of you. No doubt you're tired and hungry.
Indeed. How could he not be, poor soul? After everything he's been through, he must be as hungry as a bear, aren't you, young master? Here you are, then. Eat your fill.
And a little wine to wash it down.
Thank you, my lady.
When you're done, you can go and rest with the grooms in the Outer Bailey.
No, that won't do, Sir Robard. After all he's been through, he deserves a proper bed. Let him sleep in a lodge in the courtyard.
Certainly, milady. Young Henry here is overwhelmed by your generosity.
Yes, yes. Thank you, my lady. May God reward you for your kindness.
Eat up now. You're in capable hands, so I'll leave you to it. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
When you've done, you can sleep in the bedchamber of the courtyard lodge. And don't forget to take off those filthy boots before getting into bed.
You learned food. Okay, it is not wise to ignore hunger. The longer Henry doesn't eat, the weaker he gets. If he fasts long enough, he can even die. Different foods have different properties. An apple won't fill you up like a roast duck, but it will stay fresh longer. Some foods are more effective for healing. Henry is a man of the flesh and blood, and so he must eat and sleep to survive and stay fit. The opposite to hunger is overeating. Stuffing yourself like a pig has the advantage that you won't need to eat for longer, but a full belly will slow you down, and like with hunger, your stamina will regenerate more slowly. You can see whether you need to eat in the player tab, R2 under the picture of Henry in the nourishment stat. You can see whether you're hungry or overstaffed, not only in the buffs tab, but also from the icon next to your health indicator. Okay, I guess we'll see. Figure it out. Roast duck. Can I pick up lentil mash? Bread roll. You know you're just robbing the blind and they're going to get pissed off at you eventually. Cheese. Sweet pancake.
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
Well, can you eat it or can you just pick it up? Eat from pot. Eat from pot. Eat from pot. Okay, is he still hungry? Lord, love a duck with these menus. Player. Player stats. Stats. Main level. First aid enables you to use bandages. Good. Ah! Is because speed, health, stamina, rest, nourishment. Maximum current. Maximum is 120. I'm at 69, so I still need to eat. Current is 77. Current is 46. You are exhausted. You cannot concentrate and your speech is not so persuasive as usual. Also, your charisma has taken a hit. Eventually, you will start fainting. So, eat some more, I guess, and... I always do that. Food. Nourishment 95. You're stuffed, okay. Where can I sleep? In here? Where can I sleep? Okay. Go to the courtyard lodge and sleep there till morning. Okay, I have to find the courtyard lodge. Which is where? Here? Move.
Are you serious?
No, I'm lost. Nope, that's not the courtyard. Sorry.
Jesus,
Sorry.
look where you're going.
In here? Nope. In here. Courtyard.
What the hell?
Because I don't know where I'm supposed to go. If Henry's tired, his stamina speech will also decrease. The solution to tiredness is sleep. It's best to find an available bed. We recommend renting or buying one in an inn because sleeping in other people's beds can get you into trouble. You also can sleep in the many camps, but sleeping somewhere in the woods it certainly isn't as restful. Getting a good night's sleep in a bed is a good inn. Places you can sleep can easily be seen on the map. To sleep, you first sit on the bed using X and launch sleep. X and then see how long you want to sleep for. The sleep menu will show you the effects of sleeping, how much you will need to be rested, and how hungry you will get. If you're not tired, you won't be able to sleep. Neither can you sleep so long that your hunger reaches the maximum. The longest you can sleep at one time is 12 hours. You can check how much at the player tab. Sleep. And then I think I need to go and get something to eat. Because I have no food. So I think...
Today the patrols will be doubled. Keep your eyes peeled.
If you see anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
It is I, Henry. Forgive the intrusion. I didn't wake you, boy, did I?
My lady, no, not at all. But what brings you here at this hour?
I thought you could do with a little wine. It's just what you need to help you sleep.
My lady, thank you. You really shouldn't. You could have sent a servant.
I was going to. But to tell you the truth, I couldn't sleep either. I thought of you while saying my prayers. How awful it must have been for you. I came to offer you solace, to let you know you're not alone.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
You're welcome. Now, Henry, I know this is all very new and strange for you. But I want you to feel at home here. You're not to worry about anything except getting better. God knows you've been through a terrible ordeal. I know what it is to be left alone in the world, although your loss is much greater. But with God's help, the pain will ease in time. And it can help to talk about it, if you feel like it.
Okay.
You might be right, my lady. I'll tell you what happened.
See what happens.
It was terrible and unexpected. The day started just like any other. Father sent me into town on some errands.
Let's see. I don't know if she really cares.
I went to the tavern to buy ale for Father. I know it's a job for a groom, but I didn't mind, because my girl Bianca worked there. I courted her a while and we agreed to meet in the evening. But
Oh, dear boy.
when I'd done all the errands, I headed back home. I promised Father I'd help him with his work, and I was looking forward to it. He was forging a sword for Sir Radzig.
Yeah.
Father and I always chat in the forge. On that particular day, I asked him if he'd teach me swordsmanship. He said no. He said it's better for a man to keep his head on his shoulders than lose it over some pointless heroism. If only you'd known what fate had in store for us.
Oh.
But Sigismund's horde was already on the horizon, ready to attack the town.
I saw smoke on the horizon. There was a horde of attackers.
I saw smoke on the horizon from a village Sigismund pillaged on the way to our town, which was soon to meet the same fate.
God have mercy.
And then death descended on Skalitz. Father told me to take shelter in the castle while he went to get Mother. She was stranded in the town, surrounded by Sigismund's butchers. And then I saw him knocking down one human after another. I never saw him fight like that. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, a knight in full armour, saw Father and charged at him. But then the leader of Sigismund's raiding party, a knight in full armour, saw Father and charged at him. He cut down my father without a thought. And then he turned on my mother. And he murdered her in cold blood.
You poor boy. May the Lord have mercy on their souls.
I ran to the castle like our neighbours to take cover, but I didn't make it. I had to find another way to save myself. The men on the battlements called down to me to flee to Talmberg and warn you. I was lucky I knew a concealed path around the castle.
Let's see.
I ran as if my life depended on it, which it did. But my guardian angel watched over me and I made it to the mill below the castle.
It's as well you did. The Lord be praised.
Then I heard a scream. It was Teresa, the mill wench. She'd been caught by a gang of Cuman savages who planned to violate her. I wanted to help her. God knows I wanted to, but even though I had the sword we made for Sir Radzig, they had me outnumbered and they were well armed too. I only just managed to grab one of their horses and ride off. I couldn't help her any more than I could have helped my parents.
It wasn't your fault.
I'll never forget the horror. It will haunt me for the rest of my life.
Women in the Middle Ages.
That's terrible. How could something like that happen?
God alone knows why he lets such things happen.
Oh, you poor boy. I understand your grief, but God is not to blame for the ills of this world. That is the work of Satan and those who do his bidding. Those who are corrupted by greed, envy, and pride. You must not lose faith, whatever life brings. Fate has not been merciful to me, and my husband either. Although in comparison to the horrors you went through. I was young when I married my husband. It was my father's wish. Divish was a lot older than I, but a woman must bear her lot. Shortly after our marriage, before I even got a look at Talmberg, the castle was stormed and my husband was imprisoned.
Really?
My husband had some quarrel with Sir Havel Medek of Valdek, who decided to resolve it by force. He stormed the castle, burned down the village of Pribyslavitz, and killed many of our men, even the old chamberlain. He imprisoned my husband in the castle and put his own garrison there.
That's awful.
I was barely 18 years old, and all of a sudden, I was left alone with Sir Robert. We didn't know what to do. We went to Prague to appeal to the king and sought help from Divish's friends, but all to no avail. We tried for years, but it seemed I was destined to be left alone and my husband to rot in jail in his own castle.
Years, you say?
7 years. That's how long it took before Havel was condemned as an enemy of the crown. And even then he refused to surrender the castle and release my husband. In the end, I raised the money to pay a ransom, and only then, by the grace of Lord Jesus, did I finally lay eyes on my husband once more.
7 years? And was Havel punished for it?
Never. And after 7 years, my husband returned to me an infirm old man.
Sir Divish seems like a good, strong man.
Certainly, only he has many concerns. He had to rebuild Talmberg. After he was released, the king appointed him Burgrave of Prague Castle, and he was very busy. He had no time for me at all. But at least we were in the city, and there was something going on. And now, we're here.
My lady, you're still young and beautiful. Your best years are still ahead of you.
Would that that were true, lad. Would it were true. But what am I doing bothering you with this? You have troubles enough of your own. I'll go and let you sleep. I enjoyed our little talk, Henry. Good night, and God bless.
Good night, my lady.
Okay, I think that is it for now. I need to go get something to eat. Nightmares.
Move it, people! Come on! Come on! Running out of time! Quickly! We have to close the gates! You can't go back!
Henry, help us! Oh.
Help us, son. Don't be a coward.
Yes, I know I've learned women in the Middle Ages.
Henry, wake up. You don't want to miss this.
What is it? What's happening?
Come to the battlements. One of our patrols reported a company heading here from Skalitz.
First aid. You last longer without food. You've always been handsome and charming. Manly odor. When dirty, you'll have more charisma when talking to women, but your chances of hiding are lowered. Your stamina will regenerate at night. Scout slightly increases the sight distance of fast travel and also the chances. Wanderer. Okay, maybe the fine grip. Balmania. Ah! Against all odds, bloodletter. I have no idea what I need to do faint. What? does a star mean? Talberg? Ravna? Going up to 15. Don't leave their homes as much. One. Okay. Wine grower, taverns, tanner, tailor and draper, shepherd, noble officials, merchant, malters and brewers. Beekeeping, blacksmith, farmer, characters, Wenceslas. Was the son of the high six. I think I read that. Cumans. The Cumans first arrived in Czech lands in 1260 under the leadership of the Hungarian Crown Prince Stephen. They fought against the Bishop Bruno and the army of the Austrian lords, which they thoroughly vanquished. The Cumans appeared for the second time in the 1270s when they defeated the army of King Przemysl Ottokar and went to pillage Moravia. They last invaded the Czech lands under Sigismund of Luxembourg, who could afford no better mercenaries than the Cumans. Estimates speak of several thousand fighters. One of the places that succumbed to their ravages was Silver Skalitz, the birthplace of our game's hero. Read that one. Charles, I read that one. And I'm pretty sure I read that one. Character skills. Figure all that stuff out later. What do I have left here that I haven't read? Heraldry. Well, I have got to go and get something to eat. That is it for now.